Hey, good afternoon, RC family. This is Tom with Attached BRC Rock Crawlers. Today I am installing Boom Racing's new portal conversions for their BRX90 and BRX70 axles. And I've been looking forward to these for a long time. I've been talking to Jason online for, I would say, at least a year and a half about these, and finally they're out, and I picked me up a set because I am running a full width axle in the front, a BRX90 in the front, and I'm running dualies in the rear on my 10-year-old Trailfinder. I'm running the 90 in the front again, and I'm running the 70 in the rear to tuck them in. The portals do add a little bit of extra width. I believe it's less than 1/4 of an inch per side it adds to make it wider. Jason said there was no way around this. So I'm hoping it does not make the tires stick out too far, or that would, kind of delete the purpose of the reason I went with the 70 axle to tuck it in, so the tires wouldn't stick out too far. But I believe I'm going to be the first Trailfinder with portals and leaf springs. But I know there's already some guys on the internet that are just starting to get these portals installed on their boom rigs. So they have leaf springs too, but just not Trailfinders. And you can barely see it pictured here. I will get that installed also. That's a bracket that helps prevent the axle from wrapping or the hub from turning, or these from turning. I'll get them installed and I'll see from there. Anyway, what I really love about these is they're actually made like real portals, as opposed to the TRX4s or some of the other portals out there where they just use a small gear here and a very large gear here at the bottom, which is incorrect, and it also reverses the rotation of the motor, or rotation of the tires. This is correct. You don't have to change the direction of the motor. It still keeps the same directions of your tire. And also, because there's two counter gears here and here, it spreads the torque evenly between the top and the lower gear, and it makes them so much stronger. And you're adding 2 additional bearings, or actually 4 additional bearings, sorry. You're adding 2 bearings here and 2 bearings here, which gives everything so much more strength. I took them apart just to show you. I'll put all the specs down below on the drop down. But you can also go to the website and it'll give you the width, the extra width you're going to get, go pin to pin, that these will get per axle. And let me get these installed, and then I'll show you what it looks like after, and then we'll take it for a drive. Oh, just one last thing before I get these installed. I am putting synthetic white lithium grease added to the already synthetic grease that's in it, and it helps free it up a little bit, because synthetic grease can be really thick, and the thicker the grease, it causes more drag. And these gears are hardened and heat treated. They're extremely strong. Most RC parts are really strong compared to, they're the same hardness as real stuff, with only a fraction of the friction because of the weight. You don't need super heavy grease, so I just add a little bit to it, not a lot. And it just lightens up the grease that's already in there a little bit. It's easier on the electronics. You don't have the electronics overheating, and your battery mileage will last much longer on the trail. I am also using Loctite, because these bolts, they weren't very tight at all. So I'm taking it apart, throw some Loctite on it, put it back together. All right, I'm gonna get to the installation. I'm not going to show that on video. Everybody knows how to slide on, you know, knuckles and hubs and all that other stuff. And then we'll just jump to the trail. Okay, I have the portals. I have them all. I've took them all apart. I've put synthetic lithium grease in all of them, and I put Loctite on these. I think they're 2.5s bolts, and got it all together. I just wanted to show you a few things on the way I set up my suspension with the boom axles, the BRX90s and 70s. They come with the shock mounts, and the shock mounts usually go down this way, but I mounted them sideways because I wanted to run my shocks kind of sideways like they do from the stock, you know, from the factory. Let me see, it's not focusing very well. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I'm running these are TRX4 shocks, and I run the stock RC4 drive coils inside, and I mount it to the last holes. You know, there's 3 holes. I mount to the last one. Also on these new portals, they come with the bracket. Let me see if I can turn this light on. There we go. Okay. You can see this little bracket right here, right? It comes over, it has a tab, and it mounts to the axle tube, and then it comes around, it wraps around, and it hooks on to the leaf spring. This prevents the torque twist that you're going to get out of these portals. It prevents the portals and these tubes from popping on the splines and changing your angle. The only thing I had to do to them is they are all set to 0, and my rear is set to 0, so it nearly bolted on, and it would have, but here you can see this right here, you know, the part that wraps out sticks out about a 1/16 to 1/8 inch, and I heated it up, and I squeezed it together in a vise to make them fit really snug. So I just used a pair of pliers, and it nearly just snapped on. It was snapped right on, and then I bolted it on. This comes with a spacer. If you don't modify it, there's a little bit of gap right there, and they supply a spacer. They also supply all the bolts and everything too. The front, I am running a A&M Garage anti-rat bar, so I'm not running the boom bracket on this side. And in the front, I'm also running a anti-rat bar on one side, so the bracket's only on one side, and I am running a couple of degrees off of 0. I'm having a brain fart, I don't remember what it's called. So I did have to heat the bracket up and bend it a little bit. And anyway, I'm excited to take this thing for a test drive. Let's get out there on the track and see how good, and weigh the good and the bad, because it does raise the center of gravity a little bit. If you can see, it puts the axle shaft below the pumpkin, which is kind of nice, or really close to it. So you're picking up, I mean, visually from what I could tell, you're picking up like 3/4 of an inch of diff clearance, maybe even an inch. I didn't measure it, so don't quote me on that. Let's get out there to the track, or the rock garden. Oh, before I get started, just let you know it is an outrunner with the Castle Mamba X, so it is noisy, so I apologize for that. Anyway, here we go. Well, I'm already seeing the benefits of that extra clearance. We'll walk right over those bricks. And let's jump over to the rock. Oops. That's always a weird line. You either walk right up it or you don't. Back up a little bit. Oh. Okay. Just pretend that didn't happen. Same spot. Darn it. I might have to jump over that. Sorry about that, guys. Just use a winch for this. How about, let me see. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, back to the back again. There we go. Now let's see if I can still go down this. Sweet. That was easy. The entrance to the bridge is always a pain in the butt. Let's see if this helps. Because it's all dug out from other rigs, or a pumpkin gets hung up, or there's just not enough belly clearance. Oh, that was so much easier. Shot of those. It definitely lifts that sucker up, don't it? Well, no clearance problems there. Wow, I usually have to use a winch on that or really hit the throttle hard. It walked right over that. So what do you guys think? I think I like them. Those are definitely going to be fun at Proland by the Fire. It'll get a great shakedown run over there in October. All right, I'll see you guys later. God bless.